I love that intro.
It's so
Right?
crisp.
It's so crisp. It mixes Tabataba's music with some OPB shots. It's
I think
good.
it
I
was
like
the
it.
best of both worlds. It was a good 30 minutes of me being like, shoot, the stream's in an hour. What am I supposed to do for an hour? That's not enough time to do it.
It
I'll just sit and
has
just
all
chill
three of our
for,
names.
yeah, right?
Yep.
Heck yeah. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Hey.
Ryan, you can't be salty. Tom King didn't win our book club this week because I switched my vote. I was the swing vote.
Oh, you were the Klaus vote?
I went from, well, see, I vote for whatever in first place because I want to always win. But then someone said, well, what if we do, because Mr. Miracle was winning, and they said, well, we want to do it before Jake interviews Tom King. And I said, well, what if we do Mr. Miracle in January and Klaus in December? Because it's not, who wants to read Klaus in January, Wow, that
Sure.
smooth move of Chris muting his mic so for his cough not to be annoying. I need to learn that skill. Hold on,
I've been
can
getting a
you
lot
guys,
of practice. I've been
run
getting a lot of practice for 2 weeks of doing that. So,
here? I'll be right back, guys.
all right.
Oh,
Yep.
well, Jake has disappeared into the endless void. So, Chris,
Yes.
why don't you introduce yourself? Because I don't think we did introduction.
Nope, we didn't. We just go in there. So, well, I'm Chris. I am the co-host of Marvel Alliance, which you can find on the Geek First Podcast YouTube channel, and you can listen to the audio form on just looking for Marvel Alliance and all your podcatchers of choice. And but yeah, we go live Thursday nights at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this week we had a lot of news to break down on the Marvel side, looking at showrunner for Nova's being chosen, the fallout from Craven, the episode titles of What If, Season 3, the series finale, which starts tomorrow on Disney Plus. 8 days of new episodes. So check that out.
That's so much. Plus, have you guys touched upon the Superman trailer?
We did a post-credits discussion on that, but last night I was on my usual kind of joining the Film Junkies live stream, and so we did a huge breakdown on that. So, but yeah,
Sweet, sweet. James is 100% right. The moment Jake steps away, this becomes the party zone.
we are party animals. Well, Jordan, who are you?
Oh, I'm Jordan from Tabataba, which I think was it Ryan that called me out last week for Tabataba. That is the 100% proper pronunciation of the Brave and the Boys as an anagram. So you can find me behind the scenes, typically at Tabataba, or sometimes in front of the screen, which I think there's an upcoming video where I go over all the Watchmen editions all over again because I've already done that before. So, besides that, you can also find me at Brave Boys Beyond, which I haven't uploaded a video on that channel in quite some time. That will get love hopefully in 2025.
He's already got his goal.
Yeah, there we go. Just one video is all I need to do more than what I've done in 6 months. So, but besides that, Jake is also somewhere here and might probably rejoin. He is currently out right now because he did have a surgery yesterday, which I'm pretty sure he's talked about more than enough on any channel. If you've talked to Jake before.
Discord, whatever. We won't go into the details.
Oh yeah. Now let's look at some chats right quick. Thank you, James, for putting in the links
Thank
for
you, James,
Chris
as
in
always.
there. There's the Tabataba Discord. If you guys do want to come in, Jake and I are almost always in that Discord. And then Twisted Kister got my Death and Return of Superman Omni today. Had a Batman Fugitive Order label on the outside. Would have been happy with that as well. From what I've heard is that Batman Fugitive story is pretty good. The art, according to Jake, is So.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you got the book you did order at that point, despite the label being mislabeled. But, maybe put that on your wish list to get Fugitive as well.
You should. Now, typically this is where we would throw it over to Jake and he would talk for another 10 minutes or so. But I think, Chris, we should...
We've actually got our winner in the chat from last week for OPB from a couple of weeks ago for the gift card.
That's right. I'm trying to remember. We do so many of these. It's like it's a weekly thing.
Yeah, David Sexton saying thanks again for the OPB gift card a couple of weeks ago. Hit up OPB Blast. There it is.
There we go. Thank you, David. Thank you for coming back and watching us again.
Yeah, you never know. There's a Dom of X's in the chat.
Yeah, there we go. What's up, Dom? How you doing, my dude?
Yep. So, but yeah. So, what is your haul for this week?
Yes, hauls. I have two books to show. One I've owned now for 2 months, but I've never shown it on anything. The second one is this guy here. So Justice League Dark. This is going to be the Rebirth run. I do have the New 52 run. If you could see that little purple smudge down there, it's that one. So just got that to finish out my mini collection of Justice League Dark. And then the big one that I have to keep on the floor because I don't have space is X-Men Tashin. Now, you may have seen a video on The Brave and the Boys previously where we did showcase the X-Men Tashins as long as with Jake's other Tashins. Yeah, if you don't know what a Tashin is, it's this. Ginormous, has phenomenal collections inside. So not only does it collect, I think this is the first 20 issues of X-Men, but it also has some behind the scenes looks, some from a couple of the writers or people that have worked on X-Men previously. And there's almost like a short book, basically, as an intro for every Tashin. So cool.
Yeah, it also serves as a home defense system.
That too.
See you later, Big Stu. Enjoy Olive Garden.
That's right. Olive Garden, because when you're here, they don't own that right anymore.
Oh, they don't own that right.
They don't. Do you know who owns that now?
Oh, who owns it?
The artist Post Malone.
Okay, interesting. I didn't. So be it.
I believe it was Jimmy. I can mix up my Jimmys. Jimmy Kimmel bought the rights from Olive Garden for If You're Here, Your Family.
Okay.
And then he gifted it to Post Malone.
All right. Yeah, let's have some fun. Why not? But yeah, I literally just opened these. I have other books, but I have not opened those packages yet. And I literally just opened these like minutes before the stream. So, Death of Wolverine. So these are upgrades from the trades and hardcovers that I have of this series. I went with the Alex Ross Standard Edition cover because I'm an Alex Ross stan and having all these arrows of Wolverine on one. So
hell yeah.
And then Batman, Bruce Wayne, murderer turned fugitive. So also another upgrade for my thick trades for these. So
sick.
Yeah,
I believe we were talking about these books just last week.
Yep, we were. So they
I think go for it, Chris.
No, I was saying they arrived on Tuesday, but I literally just have been busy all week, so finally got a chance to say, oh, I got to get something to show off on the stream. So these were the first ones to open.
Nice. We should have a couple more coming in as well, I believe, the following week. And then 1 week, I think we'll all have a pretty big haul to show. Eventually.
Oh, okay. Saving it all.
That's right. Let's see here. Let's jump in. Yo, what is up, Alexander?
Yep, Ryan looks like he's planning to get Death of Wolverine.
Sick. Yep. I think we tried last week to name every type of Wolverine or every universe, right? On the cover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here it's not too terribly hard. You've got we've got his versing the Hulk at that point. We've got, brown and tan. We've got him in the cowboy hat and, the giant size X-Men group. So not too bad. Yeah. But yeah, we can continue guessing as we see team shots with this week's books.
Jake was here and might come back. We don't know. Yes, he did have his surgery. It went just fine. So yay. Good for
Yay, surgeries. Echo well.
I just saw Deathstroke and Batman Fugitive look awesome, and I'd love to get my hands on it. I mean, they do look pretty cool. I think we did an in-depth? No, we did an overview, I believe, for Batman Fugitive on Tabatsaba, if you want to go check that out.
It's Jake's favorite art style of all time.
That's right. That's Scott McDaniel's art. Who all here is going to the book club for Klaus next week? Uh, I haven't read Klaus before, so I need to
Oh.
try to cram that in for me to attend the book club. Which, if you guys do want to attend the Brave and the Boys book club, you can in the Discord group.
I have read Klaus many times. I do have the deluxe edition that I believe came out last year around this time. So I only own those digitally and only read those for the first time about 3 or 4 years ago. But it's it's a fun. It's Dan Mora art, Grant Morrison writing. So that I think that was one of the early. I mean, that's definitely one of the earliest stuff for Dan Mora with working with Grant Morrison. So good stuff.
I mean, the way that Jake pitched it to me is hunky, sexy Santa fights
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
So I look
Got
forward to it.
got a Krampus in there, got
There we
some
go.
craziness. Santa Claus comes to town, but scarier sometimes.
See, I'm always worried though when it's a Grant Morrison book because Grant always writes like these deep, in-depth kind of overviews or looks
Mhm.
into a meta of the comic book industry or something that he enjoys. So sometimes looking at a Grant Morrison book scares me, but I mean, Sexy Santa.
Yeah, they do a good job. This is one that Grant Morrison does a good job where it's probably one of the most straightforward books that they've written.
Mm,
And there's not too much, there's substance there. I'm not saying like it's glib or anything like that, but if I were to compare it to, you've got Invisibles on one side and you've got Klaus on the other, those are two opposite ends of the spectrum in the sense of if you want really hard access, really deep thinking, Invisibles. If you
mm.
want a very fun and straightforward story, go for Klaus. You get, so.
All right. Now I look forward to it even more.
Yep. You won't have to stretch your brain too much.
Alex, I'm sorry we'll miss you, but
Uh,
hopefully you're there for the next one. Right. Ryan, I haven't read Klaus yet, so reading it for the first time and on Christmas is awesome.
nice.
That was my Christmas gift to Jake last year, so I
Ah,
would agree with you. McDaniel's art on Batman is a selling point for me. I love his art on Nightwing, but miss the murder storyline.
mm,
Scott McDaniel art is kind of hit or miss for me. It kind of depends on the tone of the book, I think, is really where it makes me feel more in depth with the art.
yeah. This was kind of when I grew up reading comics, so Scott McDaniel's art's kind of a nostalgia piece for me. It's definitely not top of my list, but
Hmm.
it nowhere near the bottom. I'd say it's mid tier for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's solid,
Yeah,
reliable.
like a Toyota Corolla.
It's the Toyota Corolla of the comic book industry.
Yes, I think I just compared Scott McDaniel art to Toyota Corolla art.
And the books you want for Christmas for me, Hush, Omnibus, and or Batman the Animated Series Omni. Chris, that's a good
Yeah,
question.
yeah. What books at that point? I mean, I've got a few on my wish list. That they're not necessarily they're comic light in the sense of like not graphic novels, but like the Superman definitive history is on my list. The definitive history of Batman, and then the definitive history of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they all kind of got to go together. So they're they're all in the same like. So
Mhm.
hopefully maybe Sen will be good to me this year. You know,
You're just hoping.
I'm hoping.
Um, as far as it goes for me, I took a second to pull it up. I have a list of comics that are currently out on the market and ready to
Hmm.
purchase that I just haven't yet. So to break it down, my top list of books that I would like for this Christmas season, Wonder Woman by George Perez Omnibus, gorgeous art, phenomenal Wonder Woman beginning to her series, post crisis.
Hmm.
Hey, Jake's back.
Hey guys.
Besides that, Absolute V for Vendetta, and then I'm gonna say it, any book from Taschen. They're all gorgeous. I love every single one of them. So,
What are we talking about? What did I miss?
what would be our wants for Christmas? What comic books do we want for Christmas?
I had no comic books in the sense of I had like three different definitive histories: Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Superman.
Okay, gotta call out Dom of X on his amazing website that I use every day, Comic Releases. He has a section that says "Friends of the Community," and neither Brave and the Boys isn't there. What's up, Dom? What do I gotta do to be a part of your community?
So instead of saying hello, how are you, Dom? Jake went for I'm calling you out.
It
Yeah.
goes straight for the jugular.
Yeah.
Also hit it with a TFTI. He did a stream with Ozzyverse today, and I didn't get an invite.
Wow. Jake, on OPP's website, on the top towards the banner, they have a section that says "Friends from Work Recommendations."
That's a podcast.
Where's the Tabataba recommendations?
Let's do it. Send me your recommendations.
Okay. Say
What's
less.
up, my buddy Alex?
There he is. He was asking for you or asked about you earlier. I told him
Yeah.
how your surgery went through well.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Heck
So,
yeah.
Ryan's got a question for us as well.
Let's see here.
I am trying to read some single issues while I recover today. I'm gonna start reading Power Fantasy, Batman and Robin Year One, and Frankenstein are the ones I'm looking forward to reading.
Chris, do you read single issues?
Yeah, I've got review copies that I received. So
Humble brag. Say that again.
what, humble brag.
No, you get review
Review
copies.
copies, yes. So, I pretty much read most of the stuff, but some of the big ones I'm reading is pretty much all the all-in stuff for DC, just to kind of dabble into kind of where their initiative are, all the the three absolutes that are out there. For Marvel side, I kind of look my focus point is Spider-Man, Daredevil, the X titles, which I'm still kind of some are a little bit better than others right now, but I'm still feeling that out. Image, name it, probably I do it. The Sacrificers, everything with the Massiverse, GI Joe, Transformers, everything with Ghost Machine.
Yeah, Jake, what? It's been a while since we received
some Ghost Machine stuff. The Hyde Street's supposed to be super good.
Yep.
And then what's the next one that's going to be collected? Is it Rook Exodus or is it Red Coat?
Yeah, Rook just wrapped up. It's taking a break right now, but it wrapped up its main story arc. Red Coat also wrapped up its story arc, so those should be coming in collections soon.
And then Jordan, what were you going to ask?
Oh, I was gonna say it's been a while since we received a review copy. When are we getting more?
Well, I finally emailed Ghost Machine again, and they said that they would love to do more stuff with me in the new year. So,
Hell yeah!
but they
Maybe.
Dynamite. I found out all the review copies they were sending me in email, because a lot of times review copies are like PDFs and they slap like some sort of text over it or whatever. They were all going to my spam, so this whole time I thought they weren't sending me anything, and they were all going to my
Oh no.
Oh no!
And then Chi-Town. The rumor is that they could be reprinting it with with corrected colors. I'm not sure if it would be original colors, but corrected colors. But it was supposed to be. It was solicited, and then they took it out of the solicits. And we don't know for sure, but the hope and the rumor is that we'll get it with original colors. Still, though, I would still probably hold out for just a Bronze Age Batman omnibus, because some of those stories, even with better colors like Odyssey, aren't supposed to be very good.
Yeah, I can't recommend Odyssey. Sorry, I like Neil Adams, but Odyssey was not my tempo.
And then doesn't it orphan like a bunch of issues as well? The Neil Adams omnibus.
I heard it's collected very, very poorly. If you want, go watch OmniDog's review, which is his most popular video on his channel, and I love it because he's Mr. Peace and Love and Positivity, and his number one video is him just trouncing Neil Adams' omnibus.
It got the root beer, didn't it?
There we go. Dom with the updates on Ghost Machine. So no OHCs for a good while. trade paperbacks, which is what I assumed for them for the first wave. So Geiger is in February, Red Coat in March, Rook Exodus in April. And I think that's when Rook Exodus might be coming back, continuing the storyline.
Honestly, I think people go in waves, Ryan. I feel like there are times I miss reading single issues, but then I opened up my closet and it was stacked full of single issues that I have no place for. And I was like, I don't need, like, it's just, you spend more time admiring a collected edition on the shelf than you actually read, I feel like, you know?
Yeah.
That was
It's one of those. I agree with you with the single issues because I read them. I enjoy reading it every week, but it's the reason why I got out of buying single issues because it's just keeping track of the stories.
Yeah.
Like the ones that I'm really into,
Mhm.
Transformers, G.I. Joe, Massiveverse, some of the big 2 titles. Like, yeah, if I'm really into it, I don't have that problem. But if it's a title that I'm kind of like, I really kind of forget from month to month.
Let me hit this one question really fast. The 2 books, that's because a lot of the Marvel I read this year, I read digitally. So the new Marvel, so the 2 that would have made my top 10 list probably, I just don't own physically. And that was Ellis's and Shelby's Moon Knight was amazing. And then Kelly Thompson's Black Widow was amazing. Both of those I could have possibly put on my top 10 list, but I didn't own them physically, and people love to see the books physically. So
That's true.
I did read some Marvel, a lot less. And the reason why is that YouTube, because I know you're starting your channel, YouTube wants you to be in a niche. And anytime you try to break out of your niche, it just spanks you back into your niche. So people don't like it when I cover non-DC stuff.
He knows where he's good at.
Yeah.
It's very true. And then as far as it goes, I'm like Jake, where I hit my waves of collecting single editions. So there are very much times where I buy nothing, and then there's times where I buy like 10 titles. I'm in that in between phase right now. So I do pick up a couple of titles. So I'm doing the Absolute lines from DC. So I got Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, and Absolute Batman. Besides that, because we interviewed friend of the channel, Jake and I interviewed Sal from Comic Pop, and then Jake did do the interview with the lead writer, which Jake, remind me his name. I'm blanking right now.
Declan Shelby or Shaliv.
Thank
Is
you.
it Shaliv or Shelby?
It is. I'm gonna say Shelby, based off of the last name on the title.
I just read the most recent issue of Terminator. I'm really enjoying this kind of anthology kind of storytelling they're doing with it. I think that's a great way to expand the Terminator universe.
Highlight Alex's comment. Oh, sorry, you're still showing off books. Keep it showing, Jordan.
I was gonna say, and then just to wrap it up, I got Batman Full Moon, which I believe issue 2 came out beginning of December, and I haven't gone to pick it up, so I will eventually.
There's also one I wanted to read today. What's the new Dan Waters Batman book that everyone's raving about?
Is that the Dark Patterns?
Dark Patterns.
Yes.
I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna probably read that today. People are saying it's like it'll be in 5 years from now. It'll be in everyone's top 10 Batman book. Like, we've had the same top 10 Batman books forever, but maybe it's hyperbole. I fall into marketing.
It's good. I liked it.
So Alex, my advice is, no, I didn't invent doing a top 10 DC top 10 Marvel list. It's okay to take other people's ideas and make them your own. Your top 10 list is going to be wildly different than my top 10 list. So just be you, And
I absolutely cannot wait until James clips you saying you can definitely take other people's ideas.
do it. And sometimes you take someone's idea and you take it a different way. There was a YouTuber, I won't say his name, but he made a video where he made fun of other comic book YouTubers. So I took his idea, flipped it, and made a video of me talking about my favorite comic book YouTubers, to be positive. Thank you, Lovey. Finally
Bink understands.
Was there.
And Ryan, look at my titles. I put an insane amount of thought into every word you see in every title. it's on the thumbnail, on the text, all of that stuff matters, and it's literally my job in the real world is to do this. So I use my channel as like practice. But people
And then
like
I'm
best,
second string.
top 10. That's what they love.
Yeah, top
And then
10s are
Jay
top
comes to
10s.
me for reassurance.
Yeah, top 10s are easy to get good views on just because people are just curious to see if one, to see what you like, two, to see if you have a similar kind of liking and kind of like whatever the genre. But the other one is I always like top 10s to see if for books I've never heard of before or didn't give a chance to,
Yeah.
just to see someone else's opinions. Like Bunk's break, his top books that he read during his break, that really gave me some books that I had not heard anything about. And I've got two more on his list that I've got to finish up wrapping up.
You know
I will
what?
say, oh, you go.
I was gonna say I'm gonna make a bold statement. My favorite
Oh.
comic book YouTuber, Bunkmaster B on comics.
He's
Love-
your favorite
love
comic
Ben.
book YouTuber's favorite comic book YouTuber.
That's
a
right.
cool. That's a cool ranch kind of statement there. Cool ranch.
Oh yeah, I love Cool Ranch.
I think the thing that's gets annoying about YouTube is that you have to be so black or white. So no one wants to watch a video of books that you really liked. They want to see the best books you love or the books you hate. Like you can never be in the middle about anything. It always has to be like
The meh books. Yeah, you get the views at meh.
Chris, I just realized. So we've named Scott McDaniels as the Toyota Corolla
Yes.
of comic book artists.
I did
and
that,
now we've
yep.
named Bunkmaster B as the Cool Ranch
Of YouTubers.
So we'll hit this one first. All In is an initiative that DC is doing. It kind of has two different parts. If you want to learn a lot about All In, I would check out Dom of X's channel. He's highlighting a lot of that stuff because he's a little more tied into single issues. But it's an initiative that all the ongoing titles are still going, but they're new jumping on points. So you could start Batman or Nightwing at these all-in points, and it doesn't replace what happened. It's not a reboot, but it's a jumping on point. And then on the side, it's the Absolute Universe, which is a brand new continuity, a new universe of Batman, Superman, and other characters that are different. And Ryan, not the kind of views I'm trying to get.
So this is technically All In.
Yeah,
as
make
well.
yourself bigger. So
Oh, that's right. I forgot I could do that. That's a thing.
there you go.
So these are part of the All In initiative. You have Absolute, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. These are rad titles. And then there is the main issue as well for All In that is available. I think it's still available. I hope
Yes.
in most stores. Yeah.
Or a printing of it should still be available. Yeah, it's basically the aftermath of Absolute Power.
Mm-hmm.
This week I read Challengers of the Unknown and New Gods.
Ooh,
or
how
some
is
of the-
New Gods?
New Gods is good. It's something they did with Orion is very quick, blink and you miss it. And I mean, you're reading, but like there's a panel in there that they've done Orion in a different way in the sense of just something with his face, and it's just like, oh, you sly dog, you. Okay, I see what you're doing here. But I like it. But we do have that creative team with a collected edition of their recent independent work coming out, and I liked it. I like the first issue. I like what it's trying to set up. I'm a big fan of Kirby's Fourth World, but I'm never one to recommend Kirby's Fourth World to really anyone, depending on how wordy and how deep do you want to get. It's kind of like what you and I were talking about, Jordan, before when Jake was out. Like Grant Morrison, Grant Morrison, you got to be picky and choosy by what you recommend of their work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%. Like Jake, one video we should eventually make is the DC iceberg video, where we just keep going down the layers of how far we can go into the DC universe.
From Jeff Loeb to Alan Moore.
There you go.
Yeah, how deep? That'd be interesting. That'd be kind of a heady kind of video for y'all.
One that we're really excited is now that Jordan has taken over as our product photographer. at our actual job, we have a second camera now. So I've been wanting to film a video called "How to Film a Comic Book YouTube Video," where I literally like take you behind the scenes of like this is the because people don't understand. Me and Jordan spend hours. We don't just turn a phone on. It's like it'll just be like scenes of Jordan fiddling with a light for 20 minutes and it'll be interesting, but I want to make a video so people see how much work goes into one of our videos because no one's ever done anything like that. I feel like
That would be really fun. No one within our community, I think, has done that.
yeah.
Yeah, people like Marquez Brownlee and Unbox Therapy have done for their tech channels.
And that's the thing. Okay, so Alex, one of the best advices that Near Mint gave me, Very Fine Condition gave me, is don't just copy what people in your niche are doing, copy what people in other niches are doing and bring it to your niche. So like for instance, a lot of like people do these videos where they do contests to see who can build the best gaming PC for $10,000. Me and Jordan are going to do that, but for our hi-fi company and see who can build the best hi-fi system for 10,000. And like, we're taking someone else's idea, but bringing it into a different category.
Yep.
Mediocre condition. You guys always bully each other. Him and Near Mint have a love-hate relationship.
He loves, they hate.
Hey,
Jake
that was
loves
on
the
my
hate.
top 10.
Jake loves the hate so much. There was a whole Reddit discussion about it.
Oh my gosh. Bro.
I'm with you, Ryan. Ram V for detective. I'm gonna take our friend of the channel's recommendation with BJ Kicks when he kind of recommended me about halfway through Ram V's run of detective. He basically recommended me to wait until it's fully collected so I can kind of see it because he said it's a slow, very slow burn, and I would appreciate it a lot more once it's fully done. So I'll have to check out DC Universe Infinite to see if it's finally all up there so I can start reading that.
Who wants to be a millionaire about comics? I would love that.
Do we actually get $1 million, or
No,
is this just
he's making a joke. That's set up. All the questions are done. Everything's done. We just have to plan a date for me on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
does it have certain DC questions that I keep asking? Is that a category for how many?
It'll be DC for 500.
There you go, DC for 500. Yeah, that's just the question.
Hey, Omar brought you to comics, but I kept you there.
But you refined them. Oh, by the way, Jake, no one else is gonna get this, but you're gonna be happy.
I can't. It's a glare. I can't. Oh, you got a trackpad.
Yeah.
Did you take it from work?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Jordan was like, "Where's all the trackpads that are working?" I'm like, "Well, I took 3 home." Did we touch on the Superman trailer yet?
Like we brought it up at one point.
We brought it up, yeah, early on because I was on. Jordan had asked, did I cover that on any of my shows this week? And I said,
I'm sure your Marvel show covers it. Because
we actually did do it as our post credits discussion this week, and last night on the Film Junkies Vodka stream, we did a huge breakdown of it last night. So, but what do you all think of it?
Oh, I'm hyped. Absolutely hyped.
I can't believe I could it was making me so annoyed that there was one character. My wife asked me who was that, and I couldn't tell. And then it hit me, Metamorpho. I'm
fake fan, Jay, cancel him.
I think it's because we just saw his head, and he looked like old and wrinkly. But if we saw his body with the colors, like that would have made me like clearly know it was Metamorpho. But I loved it. I like seriously like the person for all the niche characters that nobody else cares about. Their Jimmy Olsen is perfect. Their Steve Lombard is perfect. I know nobody else gives a damn about those characters, but they have Beck from SNL playing Steve Lombard.
Just looking at him, they haven't said one word of anything
because I've seen them in other things. So, Beck plays such a good, obnoxious fake ass that has like maybe there's a kernel of good in him. That's Steve Lombard to a T.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Olsen is the nerdy, dorky kid from Santa Clarita Diet. Perfect Jimmy Olsen. Like, dude. I'm all those niche characters I'm such a fan of. Guy Gardner, oh my God, amazing.
The 3 that looked the best to me was Crypto, Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific.
Oh, that dog's gonna be protected. Someone comes after that dog, someone hurts that dog, they're gonna go down, and they're gonna go down
Oh, yeah.
hard. They better start marketing that on the DC shop. Stuffed animals, cape, little dog tag with a symbol on it. Yeah, that's gonna be a big seller for them.
What if it's a fake out and this is John Wick Superman?
I don't care. That dog's going to be protected. That dog is going to whoop some serious butt. Anyone lays a hand on him, they're gonna have the whole fan base up in arms.
I wonder if it'll be controversial because he's talked that Crypto's not well behaved because it's based off of his own dog, who's the worst dog he's ever had, but he loves him. It's the worst behaved dog he's ever had. So
That's
Crypto's
fine.
going to be a naughty boy, but he's still the best boy.
Well, he told him to take him home. Let's hopefully he took him to the right fortress.
He's like, oh, you want to go back to the bad guy that just beat your ass? Okay. Home is where the heart is. He takes him to Lois Lane.
Dragging him all the way.
I like Clark's hair. I like that it like looks like I like that he's not the exact person just putting glasses on, you know? Like he like his hair is kind of wild and he slicks it back, you know. But where does he get the gel? Does he always carry pomade around with him?
Yeah, don't you?
I don't.
Jake.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I think it is exactly what it was, a teaser. Gave us elements of everything else. James Gunn again proves that he is a student of the comics because that kaiju-like creature, that's Superman issue 2.
Hell yeah.
Not Action Comics, Superman issue 2.
That was also, was that Solaris in the background?
We don't know. A lot of people lean towards Solaris. Some people not sure if it's a dream sequence. Some people don't know if it's basically a portal to Earth 2 and the crime syndicate is going to come out of it. We don't know. It's Lex Luthor's experiment gone wrong. I look forward to hearing Nicholas Hoult actually speak because all we saw some great brooding shots of him. I think he looks great. And I want him to say,
awakened.
I want to hear him say, Miss Tessmacher, because she's in it. Miss Tessmacher's in it.
Hell
I was sold with and I think it helped that the day before it dropped, I watched the Superman Christopher Reeve documentary.
So good.
So many tears. So sad.
Yeah.
But inspiring. But then when they play the John Williams theme, but it's like distorted on an electric guitar. So good. So good.
Should we talk about books that are going to come out this week?
We should.
I mean, we only have 20 minutes.
I mean,
let's do it.
we don't have to, right? Like we could just talk more about the trailer.
Is there anything? It's what a lot of Conan. Let's just talk about Deathstroke. Who else cares about anything else? What 6 more Conan books? Battle for the Cowl should have been a deluxe edition.
Should have just been a hardcover of some sort.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
do you like this? I've never read it.
I mean I like the art. It's the main storylines. Hold on, I gotta fix something. The main storyline is I'm not gonna reveal necessarily because why ruin someone's surprise of who ends up getting the Cowl, because this is when Bruce Wayne has thought to be dead, but really not. He's in time post Final Crisis, so. You've got everyone battling for the Cowl. You got Dick Grayson, you've got Jason Todd, you've got even Two-Face aiming for it at that point. So this is
it covers a Batman mask that only covers half his face.
No, he's got a full mask. It's just it's very specific for Two-Face. So, but yeah, these collect
when this was going on, because I'm sure you read it when it was current.
Who did I want to win? The one who ended up getting it.
Azrael?
I'm not going to reveal that.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay.
So it was one of those kind of anticlimactic. I was just happy when they won it and quote unquote won it, but it was just like I would be happy with other ones and just to see the direction it was, but it was one of those like we all know where we're going with this.
Dom giving me Metamorpho slander.
Yeah, he was. But either one of you picking this up or kind of protesting it like I am until it's collected in a hardcover?
I don't collect paperbacks anymore.
Yeah, you do. You've got a lot of DC finest, so you're a liar.
I fell off.
He said it's too hard to catch back up.
I only have the finest that DC gave me, so.
Ah, gotcha. And here's
I don't
Jake's
buy
pick.
my own finest.
This is Jake's pick of the week: Conan the
Oh my
Barbarian
God.
Original Omnibus Volume 2.
The amount of emails of people going, "Yo, when are you gonna ship my volume 2 of Conan? I already have volume 3. What the heck's wrong with you?" And I'm like, it got pushed back further than volume 3. So
Someone call Bar up and let
Let's
her know
explain
that
this for the people in the
Conan's coming
back.
out.
Jake, JP, and the crew at OPB have no control necessarily of when the books come out. They only have control of when they finally arrive at the warehouse. And as soon as they get them in the warehouse, they will ship them off as long as they are not damaged.
yes.
Mhm.
So
Yep. This is what Jake is collecting, though, right? You're doing original years, and I'm
I
doing Savage
I
Sword.
thought about using my Christmas gift to get Conan 1, 2, and 3 today, but I didn't do it.
Oh, you're not going to go down that rabbit hole? Yeah, neither am I. I appreciate Conan for what it did, and I like all the people that that enjoyed for their stuff, but yeah, so this is just continuing the legend of Conan. Tired of thieving life, Conan signs on as a mercenary for the warring kingdom of Turin. The enemy will tell of Conan's legendary skill in battle if any of them live to tell the tale. But palace intrigue may prove more dangerous to the barbarian. After all, it's never wise to bet a wizard's woman. I would agree with that. Then Conan joins with Red Sonja for a multi-part adventure. Last but far from least, we present Roy Thomas and Gil Kane's complete adaptation of The Hour of the Dragon, the iconic story of how Conan became king and conqueror and met the woman who would become his wife and queen. Conan the Barbarian, the original comic omnibus, Volume 2. This is the standard cover, and not to be outdone, here's the direct market cover.
I think I like the standard one more.
That villain in the
Won't
background, it's an
Master
interesting...
Jess go on early? Should we all just go? Should we just end this stream and all go join his stream?
You can do whatever you want. You're the one that's injured.
Okay, I'll be back, guys. Have
Sure
fun.
he won't. All right.
Yeah.
It's all canceled,
Bye.
Jake, now.
All
right.
Where are we at?
So we're at Dawnrunner. I learned about this from Bunk's 10 books that he read while he was on a break, and I can definitely agree with him. Highly recommend this. As it says here, a century ago, a portal opened over Central America, and giant monsters known as Tetsa came through, changing everything we knew. Now the world bends all its efforts to build the Iron Kings, giant mechs driven by pilots that battle the Tetsa in gladiatorial combat for humanity's continued survival and entertainment. War has turned to sports. Star jockey Anita Marr has been chosen to pilot a secret new prototype that could change the tide in humanity's favor. After a difficult first battle together, Anita begins to uncover and understand the unusual connection forming between herself and the experimental new Iron King. So this collects Dawnrunner 1 through 5. This is the St. Ram V and Evan Cagle is the same team who is now showrunning New Gods. So if you have any interest in, or any, basically, as people would say, is this basically, God, what was it? I just lost it. Movies with Pacific Rim. Yes, it's kind of like Pacific Rim in that sense, like in the idea of it. But I really, the art and the storytelling and the twist that they have with it is good. It's worth definitely a read for 5 issues. I read it very quickly, but it was very good. I can highly recommend it.
I'm gonna answer this comment really quick, Alexander, if you are still here. Jake uses Premiere Pro for his editor. When I edit, or used to edit, I use the DaVinci Resolve because it's free and you don't have to pay a monthly subscription. But yeah, that's what we use to edit the videos here at Tabataba. Ram V, man, I've talked about him twice today now.
Yeah.
The first time was Jake picked up not Swamp Thing, Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
So, which is co-written by Ram V. We talked about Ram V earlier with Detective Comics.
Yep.
Although maybe not in the most positive light.
Again, it just I'm good with Snow Burns. It was a little bit too slow for me. So like I said, I'm gonna give it another shot because I also did like Ram V's Swamp Thing run. I'm a Swamp Thing fan, but I think what he did with the new iteration of Swamp Thing, I really enjoyed it. So
Yeah. I mean, I've been liking what he's been putting out, so I mean, this might have to go on my my pickup list.
yeah. Deathstroke the Terminator Omnibus Volume 1. This is the collection with Marv Wolfman. So this is the first volume of that. In 1980, comics legends Marv Wolfman and George Perez introduced Deathstroke the Terminator in the seminal pages of the New Teen Titans. A decade later, Wolfman returned to Slade Wilson, who was now the title character of his own comic book. These stories are now collected in the omnibus format for the first time, including Deathstroke's hunt for the Ravager, the man who tried to kill his ex-wife. It's an all-out action as these two superpowered soldiers go toe-to-toe. Then someone is knocking off the crime bosses of Gotham City. It's up to Deathstroke to eliminate the competition. But Batman doesn't take too kindly for him going on his turf. And things get even crazier when the mass killer known as the Vigilante enters the fray. So this collects the first 26 issues of the 1991 series, annual number 1 through 2, New Titans 70, Superman number 68, and stories from Showcase 93, 6 through 11. Deathstroke by Wolfman. Again, I love this cover.
Yeah.
It's Deathstroke. Slade Wilson is iconic, not just for the controversial stuff with his relationship with Tara, but separating that it is one of those where he's a mercenary for hire. Like, he is a straight villain. I would never put, like, Deathstroke as an anti-hero. He doesn't enter that fray for me. He is a straight villain, but he's had some pretty good runs. I did enjoy the Christopher Priest run with him. That's up on my list. But again, this Marv Wolfman, he's the co-creator of it with Perez. So,
I mean, killer team, right? Marv Wolfman, George Perez. I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths is their magnum opus, to me at least, within the DC universe. Another hit run here, starting run, I should say, for Deathstroke.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of in the same camp with you that Deathstroke is a villain, not an anti-hero. At times, he can have anti-hero tendencies, but it's only because the person he's after is another bad person. So
And he's enhanced with his own thing. So, like, people say, oh, he's just DC's Punisher. Well, Punisher's just a man with one of the leading soldiers and with weaponry. Deathstroke is that, but he's also an enhanced human. So
yeah, incredibly smart, tactily smart.
yes, I know it's controversial, but I will say it. I actually am a fan of Identity Crisis, but how he was able to, again, he's like Batman. He can take down the League if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So,
Man, that would be a hell of an issue.
oh yeah.
Sweet.
All right, more Eerie Archives. Volume 9 is coming out. So this is a magazine-sized trade paperback. Enter the laboratory of Cousin Eerie as he prepares to throw the switch on another shocking collection of tales in this volume. Prepare yourself for an extended series of forbidden experiments by comics masterminds Esteban Morato, Doug Mensch, Tom Sutton, Steve Seeks, and Luis Dominguez, and more. By the way, who's strapped to the slab? Oh, it's you. Don't worry. The pain won't last forever, but it'll feel like it. Collecting Eerie Magazine issues 42 through 46.
Here, I'm gonna answer Ryan's question really quickly. Ryan, if you're referring to Deathstroke the Terminator Omnibus, currently on Organic Price Books, it is going for $79. But if you use code Braveboys, you can get $2 off your order.
Yep.
There was too many people. I didn't know where I fit in.
But doesn't that define you usually?
Yeah,
So you're right in your place.
I know. He was just eating
That-
McDonald's. He was about to tell the world how his McDonald's seasonal holiday custard pie was, and I figured this was time to bow
Well,
out.
shoot, let me leave that. I want to hear that more than do this. Okay.
I know that.
Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Iron Man Marvel Modern Epic Collection Iron Man Stark Disassembled. So this is basically, his post run where You know, he's outrun Norman Osborn. He's kept the database of the superhero and secret identities safe and secure, but in doing so, Tony Stark has lost just about everything. His armor, his power, even his very mind. Now, at his absolute lowest points, it'll take Tony's last reservoir of will and allies, including Thor, Captain America, War Machine, and Black Widow, to keep him from losing it all. So, but there's a competitor on the scene for Stark Resilient, Tony's new company, a mother-daughter team with a familiar name and their own armor called Detroit Steel. So this collects Iron Man, Invincible Iron Man 2333, Iron Man Requiem, Rescue #1, Free Comic Book Day 2010, Iron Man Thor. This is Matt Fraction's run.
I've never read a single Iron Man comic in my life.
Really?
And I don't know if I need that to change. Like, I'm down for him to be a character in my comic book, but I don't know if I need just Iron Man.
I would, if I were you, I would give Extremis a look.
Is that Daniel Warren Johnson, or is that no? That's Extremity. That's something else, right?
Extremis is
very
Warren
different.
Ellis. Extremis is Warren Ellis.
Hmm.
Give that a shot.
Okay.
You could always give director Shield a shot. That's post Civil War.
Civil, yeah. Yeah.
So
Ooh,
I can
and the
recommend those as
Michelin
good
and
jumping
O'Neill
points.
run is great, according to Ryan.
So, do we think he likes the custard pie, the seasonal custard pie?
I'm gonna go with maybe.
Oh,
All right.
another one that got pushed back a significant period of time. People are mad they don't have their book yet.
Oh, so it's not coming out this week?
No, it got pushed back to this week. It was
Okay,
supposed to
this
come out
week, okay.
originally in November.
Gotcha. So the Ambassador's Library Edition hardcover for 6 issues. I can't wait to see a first look at this. So you got Mark Miller, Frank Quietly. You crack the superhuman mystery and can give superpowers to 6 different people around the world. Who do you choose? Probably none of us.
Not
when
me?
Yeah.
No, definitely not you. I'm
I
definitely
feel
not
like
putting.
I make the most sense. I do the most good. Most
You would be the
chaotic
most
good.
Alan. You'd be the most Alan Moore character.
Yeah, Tom Strong, Dick.
So when the superhuman genome is cracked, the billionaire scientist responsible announces she will turn 6 ordinary people into superheroes. This launches a worldwide competition to determine who will join this team. The world's greatest and most ambitious superhero comic needs the world's greatest comic book artist. Step forward very quietly. Travis Charest, Olivier Coipel, and an international lineup of superstars presented in hardcover for the very first time. So library edition. So this will be kind of similar to the Black Hammer kind of presentation, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
Who's putting this out, Jake or Jordan?
Like,
Yes. I think he's asking who's the publisher.
Yeah, publisher.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's easy. You guys really don't know? It's
It's Dark Horse.
I assumed it was Dark Horse.
it's Dark Horse. It's the library edition. It's Dark Horse. And if you guys are curious, the ISBN number is 978-506-744-391. Ugh, it's a
Good.
dime book, so who knows if we'll even fucking get it.
Jake's
Diamond.
feisty.
Diamond's
He
the only
is.
place that's more of a mess than Titan right now.
Jake's so annoyed that he couldn't talk on the Omnidog stream that he wants to get his frustrations out right now.
Oh, quick early plug. I will be on Omnibros next Friday
For the Omnis, right?
for the Omnibros.
So I said you were going to be on it.
Yeah, apparently
And
you got it
he
wrong because I got a text message from Jesse who was not happy with you.
Oh, with me?
Yeah, with you.
You got him worried that he wrote down the wrong date. I said, no, this is the date I have. Is it good? That's the day I have. Jake's wrong.
I'd rather stream with you than Taylor.
The shade. Oh,
Jeez.
God.
Jake, who peed in your Cheerios today?
I'm recovering.
Mean.
Maybe I need to ring my bell and get another Tylenol with codeine.
No, we said no bells for you.
All right, so X-Force.
Apparently my wife doesn't think I'd be respectful with a bell. She thinks I'd overuse it.
Yeah, I think you would too. I agree with her. I will take Jess's side on that one. Because I learned a long time ago to side with your wife.
That's true.
Yeah, me too.
I've never met the woman, but I learned a long time ago to side with her. So
Okay, so this is Cable.
Yeah,
Too
no, this
good.
is X Force Omnibus Volume 1. This is the reprint. So this is the standard cover. So beset from all sides by a growing roster of vicious foes, the New Mutants and their mysterious mentor Cable have no choice but to transform into a proactive, butt-kicking, take-no-prisoners mutant strike team. But can their new X-Force survive head-on clashes with Deadpool, the Morlocks, Proteus, Strife, and his mutant liberation front, the Juggernaut, and the new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and S.H.I.E.L.D.? And what secrets are Cable and Domino hiding? It's high-stakes adventure with all-out action, in-your-face attitude, and the enormous guns. 90s nostalgia at its finest. You can't get any better statement than that. This is pure 90s nostalgia. Guest starring Spider-Man, The New Warriors, X-Factor, and more. So
This
Fabian
is,
Nicieza, Rob Liefeld, McFarlane.
Nice.
Ryan, that's my mentality. I sold my copy of X-Force, so now I need to get the reprint. What cover are you choosing, Chris?
Ooh.
I'm not getting it, but I would choose the DM.
Isn't this the book that Deadpool debuts in?
Yes, the debut of Deadpool is in this collection.
You've always hated Ryan Reynolds.
No, I haven't. I love Ryan Reynolds. Why are you trying to? What did I do?
Jake,
Me and Ryan talk about it a lot.
you're about to go on a timeout from all the sass that's
Jess,
coming out.
I'm going back
Jess,
to the
fix your husband. Fix your husband.
For real.
Dom, come join us. Spend 5 minutes with us.
Seriously, Jake needs. I would take Dom right now to offset your anger, Jake. I know
I'm
you got
not
surgery.
angry. Maybe I'm just hungry.
You showed us all the food you got. What happened? You ate it all now?
That was frozen peas and an apple pie.
No, that was more. I saw Oreos in there and other things. Don't give me that.
I was all excited today. I go, what if I put the apple pie in my milkshake? And she goes, that sounds gross.
But I mean, I've toyed with maybe getting X-Force, but a lot of the stories I more appreciate with X-Force has already been collected in kind of my Invent Omlis or in other collections. So,
Yep.
But yeah, if I were, I'm a DM. I don't I don't like the bars with books like that. I like
this is what I need. Way to stream today, Jake. I don't think I could do it. I know I'm a hero. That's why I deserve to be one of the 6 people with superpowers.
Where's the timeout button?
Right.
Someone put Jake in timeout. And this is our last book.
To come back.
This is our last book for this week. X-Men Epic Collection. God Loves, Man Kills.
That's almost favorite, right?
This is, I believe, almost favorite.
Yep, that collects the illustrious story. Claremont continued to find new dramatic heights with artist Paul Smith as they unfurled the growing romance between Kitty Pryde and Colossus, the first appearances of Callisto and the Morlocks, Rogue's debut with the team, and the wedding of Cyclops and Madeline Pryor. Claremont's writing rose to find its perhaps most poignant and most challenging expression with the graphic novel God Loves, Man Kills. Meanwhile, collaborating with Frank Miller on the first Wolverine miniseries, which rocketed the character's popularity into the stratosphere.
Richard's got a good question.
That is a good question.
Would you get both Green Lantern Corps Omnis or Road to No Man's Land and No Man's Land Volume 1? Do you have any of the Jeff Johns Green Lantern omnibuses? Is this going to be like your first step into the Green Lantern world, or is this like a secondary reading and you've already done the Jeff Johns stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the decision is 100% based on what you've read previously. Like, I've read all of No Man's Land, and there's some parts that are phenomenal that are written by Greg Rucka. Other than that, I feel like the event just goes on a little too long. So I would probably lean towards Green Lantern Corp myself.
Look at honestly, I would just finish your Jeff Johns run. If you're gonna buy 2, finish the Jeff Johns run. I think out of everything, that would be the most cohesive journey, like the pure hero's journey that you're going on. And then that'd be my vote.
Yeah, because
the shade of Alex. You have no videos for 3 weeks. It was not 3 weeks, and then you made 6 in 4 days. Well, there's more coming.
No, we made 9 in one day.
Yeah,
Technically.
you guys were rocking it at that point. But yeah, if you don't have Road or any of the No Man's Land, you're gonna have to kind of get 3 books at that point. So if you only have the budget for 2, finish your Jeff Johns collection for GLI
What do you
Green.
think about Jordan going the Green Lantern Corps route first, and he hasn't gone down the Jeff Johns route?
That's a choice.
Wrong choice.
It's a different choice. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's a choice.
It's on my list. I got Chris. I was just telling you about my list.
I know. I heard it. I didn't. You didn't ask me if I agreed with it.
My priorities lie in many places.
All right. So, what are your recommendations? What's Jake? What's your book you're getting? It's Conan, right?
I don't know what's shipping to me this week. I might have Conan. I know Deathstroke is shipping to me.
Let's rephrase that, Jake. We're not asking what's coming in.
What is your
We're asking,
recommendation?
what do you want? What here looks cool?
What's your book of the week?
I'm most excited for Deathstroke. Go to the cover. He's got those sassy little boots on.
He called Deathstroke's boots sassy little boots. All right. If that doesn't get him muted, I don't know what does.
Oh my god. Are those not sassy?
There we go. And everything got a lot lighter very quickly. He looks
I was
so
thinking
annoyed.
it'd be so funny for me just to bow out and join the other stream.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
It was a light week, but we have Omnigeddon. Was this Omnigeddon or was next week Omnigeddon?
No, last week was Omnigeddon. This week just I mean, it kind of is about the same. You have 3 Omnis. You have Conan, Deathstroke, and X-Force. So it's kind of an Omnigeddon. This one just doesn't have deluxe editions. It has 1 library edition this week.
I gotta be honest. Like, this is my controversial opinion.
Okay.
I think I'm, besides the Amalgam Omnibus, if that does come out, which it should, I think I'm mostly excited. I think my 2024 must-haves are already kind of done. Like, 2020 January is coming in so hot with so many awesome books, and then it just does not stop for the entire year. But I feel like I don't even remember what else is coming out. Deathstroke's the last big DC book before Amalgam, right?
Amalgam.
Yeah. Amalgam's a big one for next week because there's really very little coming out next week. So
and that's if it's coming out next week.
Yeah.
We don't know. Just the solicit.
Like we're talking about not this coming week, folks. We're talking 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And
what's your pick, Jordan?
Oh, probably Deathstroke, but to be original, what was the Ram V book? The Ram V book, the Dawnrunner. Dawnrunner looks really interesting for me, knowing nothing about it.
Yeah, again,
Jordan doesn't collect standard size hardcovers anymore.
I do sometimes if it's a one-off and there's no other collected edition of it.
Oh, you're right. I was wrong about that. I forgot about. I thought Zdarsky Volume 2 got pushed. Did it not?
I thought that was in late January, early February, but I could be wrong.
I'm going to comic releases.
Let's solve that. But I will say, even though this week no books are coming to me this week, if I had to pick one, since Jordan took my pick at that point,
Oh no!
Well, I've been the one recommending it too, along with Bunk, so definitely pick it up. But I'll go with X-Force, just because again, if you want a good jumping on point for pure '90s nostalgia, basically Liefeld at his finest with big brooding guys with lots of pockets and leg belts and just action left and right. Yeah, X-Force is a good jumping on point.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm looking at Cable. I can't name any of those muscle groups. I have no idea.
Neither can Rob Liefeld.
I just did a quick scope of what Marvel books are coming out the rest of the year, and I can't believe the one I'm most hyped about is Micronauts Volume 3.
That's also
Jake's going back on timeout.
I know, yeah.
Maybe I want to start collecting Micronauts at Volume 3.
That's really the jumping on point, actually. I heard you could skip the first 2.
I know, yeah.
Start with 3.
I think the best show currently on Apple TV is Shrinking.
Oh, I need to catch up.
Yeah, we've still got to watch that episode, but I love Shrinking. Ted Lasso's always good, but I will always, always, always recommend For All Mankind. If you want some great counter history of the space race, there is some awesome storytelling on that. So For All Mankind.
I gotta be honest, I don't know if I need Ted Lasso to come back. I love Ted Lasso more than anybody I knew, but I'm ready for it to be over because I think it achieved what it needed to achieve. And if it's not the same cast, like I think the rumor is that Jamie Tartt's not coming back because he's booked up. Dude, Jamie Tartt, like, and Roy Kent, and those were like my two favorite characters.
Well, it's called money, and corporations like it, so they'll beat it into the ground.
Yep. Yeah. That's why we have 3 volumes of Micronauts. Well, everyone, thanks for being there.
Thank you, Jake, for braving your boys,
braving and bolding yourself through.
For not having faith that you two could handle it alone.
Oh, stop it.
Shut up.
Hey, I watched my first stream of Chris's stuff the other day.
Oh.
I popped into my first stream of yours.
You did. You made me laugh, too.
I made him giggle.
Yes, he did. Well, okay. Jordan, where can they find you?
Oh my goodness, you can find me here at The Brave and the Boys. You could also find me on Organic Price Book every now and then whenever I do an overview there. And hopefully in 2025, a revitalization of Brave Boys Beyond. Jake, I'm not letting it die.
I'm letting it die. I'm not helping out with any more Brave Boys Beyond. I can't run that many YouTube channels. I guess you guys can find me on the Omnidog stream right now.
Or the couch, or wherever you're laying.
True. Yep. I think I have a Wingstop's chicken sandwich waiting for me downstairs, but I'm not facing the stairs today.
And
I'll ring the bell and get my sandwich.
There you go. And you can find me on all the socials at Chris Balga. You can catch me on every week Marvel Alliance at the Geekverse Podcast YouTube channel, 9:10 Eastern Standard Time every Thursday night. And you can search for Marvel Alliance on all the podcast feeds. This coming week, my new co-host, my older co-host, Brent, is going on a sabbatical for a bit. So my new co-host, David, and I will be breaking down the first 5 episodes of What If next week. So check that out.
Why do I get jealous that you have streams with other people? I was like, oh, he needs a new fill-in host, and he didn't even ask me. I like What If, whatever. I need to allow you to love who you love.
Jake's jealous about not being asked to go on streams. He doesn't have a bell to ring to summon his.
I know, yeah, geez, sounds very needy.
What?
So,
yeah.
So, but we will see you all next week, and I think we might be going over some new solicitations.
Which I think I'm putting in. I've been putting in all day. Why does Marvel have to have 3 covers of every book?
Why isn't it up yet? I need to order stuff, Jake. Come on.
All the Marvel ones should be up, and then I didn't do DC because the show started.
All right, I'll catch y'all next week.